G'day guys, Cam Wild Touring and welcome to this week's episode. I'm with Tiff today to give you guys a bit of an update on where we're at. We are 1 week off doing our lap of Australia.
By the time you're watching this, we'll be already on the road. It'll be our first week down.
To get to this point though.
It's been crazy busy for us.
Yeah.
It has been probably the most stressful period of our lives.
So we wanted to give you guys a bit of a look into what we've had to do to be here. We've sold our house, how we sold it, why we sold it the way that we did. We did it a little bit differently to maybe how most people sell their houses. Some last minute updates we've had to do to the car and the caravan.
We're still working on the car and the van a week out from leaving.
We're only a couple of days off leaving actually, and I've still got things booked in to get done.
Yeah,
so.
We've still got packages coming in the mail.
Yeah. On that note, our website is still going to be open. Our web store is still going to be open while we're traveling.
Yep.
Really good friends of ours, Nathan and Kelly, who own PM Canvas products. They're going to be running our web store for us. They're fulfilling all our orders, which is wicked. So
they're experts at it. So yeah, they're really good, capable hands.
Yeah.
We do also, on that note, have a few stockists in Perth. We've got AGD Auto in Wangara.
Oh yeah.
He sells a little bit of stock.
Got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. And then we've got Ryan's Quality Meats in Jandicott, who sell our Rip and Drip coffee.
Yep.
We've also got a butcher over east.
Castle Craig Meats.
Castle Craig Meats.
New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Yeah, you've forgotten, haven't you?
He also sells Rip and Drip coffee. So
yeah,
there are a few little places you can get it if you don't want to pay for shipping.
That's right. But the web store will remain open. Products are still going out. So if you do want to support the channel, buy any merch or anything like that, you can.
Yeah.
But enough of that. We want to show you the updates we've done on the car and the caravan. We also want to chat to you guys about our itinerary. I don't think we've really spoken about that yet.
Yep.
So where we're going, why we're doing it that way, and probably ask you guys for a little bit of help for some suggestions.
Because I've got nothing booked.
Yeah, on that note, we're winging it big time actually.
And you also wanted to chat about the weights. So last time, we did a bit of a weigh-in. You would have seen our ball weight was pretty heavy, so we have managed to overcome that. Yeah,
so we've done a few things to the car and the caravan to figure that out.
Yeah.
So I'll share all of that with you as well. Actually, before I get too far ahead of myself, I did want to let you know that iCheck TPMS, that's the TPMS that I've been running for the last couple of years. Also run iChecks tire deflators, really good quality gear. But Sam, the owner, he recently sent me out his brand new TPMS because he's made a couple of changes to it off the back of suggestions from customers. And probably my only complaint about the original TPMS was that the screen could be quite difficult to see in full sun conditions. Got a little bit glary. So he's changed the display now so that it's blacked out and so that the characters or the display lights up a hell of a lot clearer. So I've got one of those to fit. And Sam's allowed me to do a little bit of a deal on these for you. We normally do like a 10% off discount code anyway, but Sam for the next couple of weeks has allowed me to run a deal where if you want to buy one of these TPMSs, the 10 sensor kit like I've got for a dual axle caravan, or the 8 sensor if you've got a single axle trailer, the 5 sensor if it's just for your car. If you add one of these to your cart, he's going to throw in a free set of deflators as well as giving you your usual 10% off, free shipping, all that kind of good stuff. But that deal's just for the next 2 weeks. So I've got to install this later today. I'll get that done. Really easy install. The sensors just screw on your tires. The unit itself is solar powered. One thing I will say, if you've got a big dual axle caravan like me, you will need to add a signal booster as well. But other than that, really easy to install. That deal on the TPMS is only for the next 2 weeks, so jump on that if you want to. But I was going to chat to Tiff first about what we're doing with the house, babe.
We've had questions from people say, "Oh my God, why are you selling your house? We have a plan. We're not just leaving the housing market."
Not that there's anything wrong with people that are selling their houses to fund their laps, but it's something that we would never be comfortable doing just because of the situation we're in with the young kids and all the rest of it. We wanted some security to come back to.
But also because the housing market has been crazy lately. So just in Perth alone, and I know across the country as well, just Perth was 20% increase
in the last year
in house prices last year.
Which was wicked for us selling a house, but it would make it really difficult for us to travel for a year and then try to buy another house.
Yeah, so the timing just worked out well for us. We wanted to move anyway, and this was a good time because we were already pulling Chloe out for the year.
Yeah.
So, moving elsewhere after we return
is
a good fresh start for everyone. So we have bought a block of land down in the southwest. So yeah, a little bit of a country sea change.
Kind of, yeah. Still on a town-sized block, a little bit bigger. Yeah. Enough room for a shed and all the rest of the stuff that I want and to store all the toys. but you know, somewhere where there's decent schools and stuff to send the kids and all the rest of it. So right now we've been staying on Tiff's folks block until we leave. We have sold our house. We did it a little bit differently. We are tight asses, and we didn't want to spend 25 grand on a real estate agent to sell a house.
I think in this market, houses are selling themselves, and I've known a few people, some friends, some family have recently sold houses by themselves without an agent. So you go through a website. It's called, I went through for sale by owner. You pay a nominal amount. I think it's about $600. You get your listing on realestate.com.au, which is what you need really. And we wrote the ad ourselves. We got a photographer to come around, take some photos. I did the home opens myself.
Do you know what? The funny thing is, initially we were doing home opens together, but when I was there, no one would talk to us. I think I looked too rough or something.
I'm not intimidating, maybe. I don't know.
But when I would take the kids and bugger off and just Tiff was doing home opens by herself, people were more likely to actually ask some questions about the house. So it sold relatively quickly, a little bit slower than we thought, but it was Christmas time. So, you know, a lot of people are busy over that time. But a young couple from Darwin bought our house. Young kids that are going to the same school as Chloe's just been pulled out of, so which is kind of cool. So we sold the house. That was over Christmas, January. We moved back in for a little bit so we could get everything out of the house. We got sick. Everyone was sick, remember? We had gastro. Welcome to my nightmare. We're packing the house. Sort of worked out that we got 2 weeks to get out of here, and between work and everything else, that breaks down to about 3 days of actual packing. So we've got so much to do. On top of that, Brodie's decided today's the day that he's going to start toilet training. So he's wearing undies, and Chloe's woken up this morning with gastro.
Okay. Get back to work, please. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Scrub that pantry.
My Brodie's not cleaning.
Yes, he is. It's settlement day today. The house is empty, almost empty. Last day in the house, Chloe. How do you feel?
I cleaned it. I don't know.
We're going to go for a quick swim later this afternoon. Last dip in the pool.
Loving it?
We're done.
Yep. And thanks for all your help, kids.
Let's go jump in that pool.
Last time in the pool, eh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do not recommend moving house ever.
No. And it's been like a week of 40 degrees. 70% humidity. Yeah, we've already got evap in this house anyway, and we're sweating our bollocks and lady bollocks off. Pool?
It's been very, very crazy.
Whoa. You need your hairbrush, chick. You've been neglected.
I know. Didn't brush your hair for about 2 weeks.
No.
Oh my god.
Feel good?
I need a drink.
Yeah.
It's our last night in the house.
Yeah.
Where's Chloe? There she is. Having Japanese on the floor. Oh, like you would in Japan.
Yeah, except with hot chips and Japanese, I don't know why.
It's our last night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then we're going to live in the caravan for a year.
And then we've been, sorting out, because the plan is we bought the land down south. We're in the process of starting to build now. And the plan was loosely to build while we were travelling, which is probably a little bit crazy as well. But, you know, like these builds take ages, so there's definitely going to be a bit of awkward timing when we get back. We probably will be homeless for 6 months or so while the build finishes.
That's all right, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, we're just going to wing it.
But yeah, we've had lots of appointments with the builder, you know, in regards to choosing your colours and your design and your layout and all of that stuff we don't really care all that much about.
Nah, not really. I just want a big shed. I don't care about the house at all, to be honest with you.
So we've had those appointments. We had school holidays. We've moved all of our belongings from our house into
the shed.
My dad's shed.
Yeah, have a look at this. This is our whole house packed up in the shed right now.
And then we also sold quite a bit of furniture as well. But yeah, so we've done that. We got Chloe all organised for schooling, homeschooling on the road. What else have we been doing?
We've had to sort out what we're doing with the dog. So a few of you have asked if Percy's coming with us on the lap. We were really torn about what to do with that because we love Percy, he's the family dog. We would love to take him with us, and we have set the car up to take him with us.
Yeah, it's limiting having a dog. Anyone that travels with a dog would know that. It is limiting.
Yeah.
And at the same time, your parents lost their dog a year ago.
So they've been wanting, they've been thinking about getting a new dog, and the timing was just right. It just worked out. Mum and Dad were
very kindly offered to have him, and he's got an amazing life there. He's already there. He's been there for 2 weeks now.
Yeah. They're on property in the southwest.
They're on 5 acres. They've got heaps of room for him to run around, and he's having the time of his life.
Yeah, they've been taking him out camping as well, so he's not going to be missing out on too much.
Yeah.
Brodie, come say goodbye to Percy.
Okay. Give him a big cuddle.
Here, give him a big cuddle. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, pet.
Love you, Percy. Oh, that's nice.
Be a good boy. You're gonna be a good boy.
So yeah, that's where Percy is. Brodie keeps asking about him.
Yeah, I'm going to print some photos out of Percy and put them on his bunk bed because he's talking about him all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He'll miss Percy. We all will.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these things that we had to wrap up.
But moving house was the craziest. Don't move house with a toddler. It's hard work.
Yeah. That was really hard work. Still got a little bit of trauma there. Anyway, additionally to that, getting the car and the caravan ready for our trip.
That's probably been the easiest of it all. Like, you know.
To be honest, it has. The caravan, you would have seen the other week that I weighed it and we had a bit of a chat about ball weights and stuff. We identified that we did have a bit of a ball weight issue. That is that we're trying to keep between roughly 8 to 12% ball weight. When we weighed it, I think we were up around 460 or something. So I mentioned in that video when we did weigh it that I had a little bit of a plan to try and get that ball weight down, which was firstly to move a lot of the weight that I packed in the front. When we weighed it, I had absolutely stuffed the front tunnel boot, the front toolbox, under the bed.
It was Christmas time. We had all the presents, all the bikes, all the scooters.
We had, and all of the gear was forwards of the axle group. So it was quite heavy. Also, I hadn't quite finished leveling the car and the caravan, so the van was sitting a little bit nose down. All these things were going against us for ball weight, but we have figured that out. So to do that, I have adjusted the hitch height. My hitch was sitting too low, so I've moved that up a smidge. I've also got airbags in the back of this. That means that it's nice and comfortable. I'm driving around town without too much pressure in the bags, but I can put a little bit of air pressure in them so that it sits nice and level now with the van on the back. So move the hitch up, airbags in the back, move all the weight, well, a lot of the weight that I was talking about from the front of the van, and I packed a little bit smarter. So heavy things have gone towards the back and the lighter, bulkier stuff is being stored up the front. What was the other thing? Oh, now Cameron Caravans, after they watched that video, they were like, Cam, we can help you out with the ball weight as well. We've got some ideas. And I said, don't stress about it. It's really to do with the way that I packed and the way that the car and the caravan is sitting, not quite level yet. And they said, we'll do all your bits and pieces, but we'll see if we can maybe shift some stuff around to improve it as well. So I did all those things. When I dropped the caravan down to Cameron Caravan's yard, they switched the orientation of the grey water and one of the freshwater tanks so that now my grey water tank is front of the axle group and I've got 2 freshwater tanks at the back of the axle group. So it's shifted 100 kilos from the front to the back, basically. To be honest with you, I haven't really noticed any differences in the way that it was towing. It was already towing really nicely anyway, but we're legal and compliant. The van is sitting much more level. Everything's sweet. So we sorted that out.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Cameron Caravans will now be doing that as a standard if you buy one of these vans. So
they will.
The tanks will already be moved around, which is really good that they listen to, like, they look at stuff that, because this is a brand new van and it's the first of its model. So yeah, it's good that they can identify this stuff and change it before, you know, they roll out a whole,
which was what our relationship was supposed to be about. It was us testing this, coming up with a new design, a new model, and then improving it, you know, before it goes to market. Another thing that they do, which I've talked about before as well, and other caravan manufacturers do this too, but all their water tanks, there's 3 fresh water tanks on mine, can all be filled and emptied individually. So you can manipulate your travel weight however you need to based on how you're packed. You don't have to fill all 3 tanks if you haven't got that weight carrying capacity. We want to be able to because we want as long off grid as possible, but you do have that flexibility. While we're up the front here, I fit the Stone Stomper. So I had this on order for a little while. Stone top stompers are really easy to fit. Probably the most difficult thing is getting your measurements right. So they give you a bit of a template on how to measure it, where to get your measurements from. You send it to them and then they custom make these for you. So there are essentially 2 different types of Stone Stompers that you can get. The one that I got mounts to the bottom of your stone guard there, and it also mounts back to your Caravan. And then the other type that they do is if you don't run a stone guard, because you could get rid of this to save a little bit of weight now. If you delete your stone guard, or if you don't have one at all, then obviously they don't have this mounting point here, but they give you like a little bit of a sleeve stitched into your Stone Stomper, and you can slide in a piece of like PVC pipe so that it holds its shape. It doesn't, we've never ran that setup for a couple of reasons. One, obviously I sell stone guard bags and I want to be able to use them for extra storage and also to show you how they work. But 2, we're doubling up our protection because we've got the Stone Stomper and the stone guard. We've got much less chance of having rocks flying up, and that's important, especially now that we've got a wagon, because we don't want rocks flying back and smashing our back window.
No.
Yeah, and we want to keep the van looking as good as we can. We're only borrowing it, we've got to give it back, so I want it to go back to Cameron Caravans looking as good as it can. Yeah, I think there's different options for how it fits to your hitch as well. But we've had this same one on this vehicle and the D-Max, and it works really well for us. The other people will run, what's that other product called? The big mud flaps?
Rock tamers.
Rock tamers. Rock tamers are fairly popular as well, but I'm quite happy to run the Stone Stomper because even on the last setup, Tiff, with the Willow, running the same setup, I still noticed we had a couple of dents right up here where stray rocks have gone flying up there.
But also our D-Max was narrower than the Willow, so I think we had rocks fly around from the outside.
Yeah.
Whereas this van's a little bit narrower and our car's a lot wider now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, I put some stories up of fitting this the other week, and a few people suggested to me that there is like another. Watch your head there for a sec. There is one more product that we could have looked at. I think it's by
Rhino Hide?
That's what I was going to say. Rhino Hide. And they do like a Perspex cover that goes over your back window that suctions to it. Yeah. So you could run that in addition to this or instead of this. I don't know. We've ran this before and it worked really well for us.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. I was going to say. I think they're about $800. Pretty expensive, but they work really well. Anyway, the car. A couple of things have changed on the car as well as the airbags. I took the car to AGD Auto for a service, major service, the 40,000. I've put 40,000 Ks on the car in the first year already. While it was there, they've also fit a Snorkel. I have got the GX model Land Cruiser, which is the base spec. It came with what a lot of you told me was quite an ugly raised air intake. It wasn't a Snorkel, it's not sealed, so it doesn't increase your wading depth. With the Snorkel, I got a little bit more confidence because it's fully sealed from up here the whole way to the airbox. Much less likely for the motor to swallow any water doing water crossings or anything like that. But I also really like to run a Snorkel to get cleaner, fresher air, less dust. Because without a Snorkel, without a raised air intake, your car is picking up air from inside your quarter panel, usually, sometimes inside your inner guard. And that's where there's a heap of dust when you're on gravel roads. It's all getting kicked up and turbulated under there. You get fresher, cleaner air up here. I went with the Safari ARMAX or AirMax, ARMAX. It's the bigger of the two Safaris. The other one is the V-Spec. I needed this one because it covered up all the holes from when they removed the factory raised air intake. They also fit something that Tiff thinks is probably a little bit wanky, but I love it. Oricom sent me out a set of their rock lights, RGB rock lights. So they're color changing. You use an app to change the colors. There's a whole heap of different patterns and stuff. Look, it is a little bit wanky. Do I need it? No. Do I love it? Yes, and I'm glad I did it. They're only a couple of $100. I got AGD to fit them, but you could DIY fit them because it's like a plug and play harness, and they're really cool. It's not to use while I'm driving or anything like that. It's purely just for ambience at camp. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I'm really into fairy lights and party lights and stuff, and I just thought they were really cool. Kids absolutely love them.
Do.
Yeah, so yeah, I had to have it. When I saw that they'd released that, I had to have it. Yeah, is that it for the car? I feel like it
Do
is.
you want to talk about the wind noise still?
Yeah, we can do. This is...
I'm not supposed to talk about this anymore.
No, it's been banned.
I've been told to stop mentioning it, but you told me that when you got the new Snorkel on, the wind noise would disappear. You were sure that the wind noise was caused by the old air intake, but it's not.
Yeah, I thought, because a lot of people with other model Land Cruisers have told me that they're running the same roof rack, similar setup with solar panels and awnings and all the rest of it, and they've got no wind noise. So I thought...
As soon as we get over like 90 kilometres, 80 to 90 kilometres, it's just so noisy from that damn roof rack.
It's not that bad.
It is.
Do you know what? It never bothers me. What annoys me about the wind noise is you bringing it up. Maybe I've learned to live with it. I don't know.
Okay, I'll stop talking about it now.
Yeah,
Unless you
anyway,
fix it.
there's still wind noise for those people that have asked us. I was going to show you one thing that I picked up from Nathan and Kelly at PM Canvas this morning, which is our spare wheel bin bag. We ran these on everything.
We've always had them.
Forever,
but we sold the Caravan and the new owners got our last one. We didn't take it off.
Yeah, so they custom make these things to fit the size wheel that you have.
Well, that's true.
So I was going to need a new one for this van. I think that's got bigger wheels. I think it does.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, these guys custom make spare wheel bin bags. They're bigger than anything else on the market that I've seen. They're Australian made, they're really high quality.
They're really flexible too, like they can, if you want a certain colour or shape, or you don't want a pocket on the side, or you don't want zips, or you know, they'll do anything you ask.
Yeah, so if you've got some freaky ideas about extra storage or whatever, like putting extra pockets, all sorts of stuff, have a chat to them. They can probably make your dreams come true.
Mm-hmm. You also haven't mentioned the monstrosity of a machine that's inside the Caravan right now.
Oh, the coffee machine?
Yes.
I was wondering if that'd come up. To tell you the truth, we had put a pod machine in the van, and you were quite happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer cold brew anyway, and we've got a really good way of making cold brew on the road. It fits perfectly.
Oh yeah, I should show that later.
Yeah. Jason, the owner of...
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Jason, the owner of Espresso Tenango, who makes all our rip and drip for us, and we buy our beans from, he actually messaged or called you and said...
To take the piss out of me.
How dare you run a pod machine?
Yeah, so he bullied me into it. No, I wanted to do it anyway. Yeah, you probably weren't that bothered, but... And maybe Jason gave me the bit of a push that I needed, and I'm really glad we did. So I went out and bought a Breville Barista Touch, and I'd been eyeing off this machine for quite a while. And when I asked Jason what machine I should look at, he was saying that that's for my level of coffee expertise. That's the go.
The deal was that you bought it 2 weeks ago. You had 2 weeks to
make good
prove
coffee
to me that it's worth keeping. Otherwise, we were going to box it back up and stick it in the shed, and we'd have it for the new house.
Yeah.
So it was
did I prove to you?
Not really.
Oh no, really? You're not that fussy about coffee.
Look, it's good, don't get me wrong. Like, I have no complaints, but I had no complaints with the pod machine. I'm not a coffee snob, I'll drink anything, so. No,
it's so much better. It is honestly so much better. So anyway, we've done that, and it's taken up a heap of bench space, but it does fit underneath the sink. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to leave it out on the bench while we're driving.
And to be honest, you do most of the cooking anyway, so I can't complain too much. You're the one in the kitchen doing all the preps.
Yeah. Yeah. God, you live a life of luxury.
I do everything else. I get the kids ready every night. I do the cleaning, the washing.
You've pretty much done the itinerary, or what we have.
Yes, we have our roles. Don't you worry.
What is our itinerary? People have been asking. I want to know, you haven't told me.
We have mentioned it briefly in a Q&A that we did. So we're sticking around the southwest just for a little bit. We're saying a big long drawn out goodbye to family and friends.
Yeah.
Can I mention where our first stop is? No, you'll see.
We'll be there.
You'll see. You'll see.
We want to. I don't know. I don't want to come across as rude or anything, but we need to have a little bit of, because we're traveling with young kids and stuff. We have to be sensible about sharing real time where we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not about not wanting to chat to people and stuff. We love to meet like-minded people. It's just about being smart for the kids' sake. So I hope you understand that.
Yeah, and please don't ever feel like you can't come up and say hello if you see us out.
Yeah, we love that.
Always happy to chat.
Although for some reason, every time someone sees us, I'm in the middle of having like a full rant at the kids, or a kid's throwing a tantrum or something.
Anyway, our itinerary. So saying goodbye to family and friends, and then we're pretty much beelining straight out of WA. So we're going to take like the Nullarbor route, head across to South Australia. Where I'm stuck is the Eyre Peninsula. So we're probably only going to go as far as just doing the Eyre, and then from there, once we get to Port Augusta, we'll make our way up into the Flinders.
Yep.
So if you've got any suggestions where to stay along the Eyre Peninsula,
Yeah.
ideally we want like a little bit of mix of both. So I don't mind going to a caravan park every now and then when we need the power, the kids want to play on the jumpy pillow, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But we do also like, you know, national park camping and...
We like a little bit of, look, we're towing a 19-foot van. There's only so far you can drag a full-size off-road even, caravan off-road, so we don't want to do anything.
And I don't want to get bogged every week.
No.
I don't like that.
We don't want to do anything crazy
I want to
hectic.
enjoy myself.
But we do want to get to some beautiful, remote, quiet places that we can enjoy. So if you've got any suggestions like that, we would absolutely love them. We'd love your help. Please let us know. And
also, sorry to interrupt. So by the time we finish the Eyre, it's going to be like school holidays in South Australia. So if you know anywhere like near Port Augusta, even into the Flinders, that'll be quiet over school holidays, like April-ish. Or if you've know of a really good hip camp, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
There was some hair on the screen. So this last weekend, Chloe had her goodbye with all of her school friends and sort of our goodbye for the school mums and the school dads as well.
That's one thing we're really going to miss. We've had a really good community where we were. We had some good friends, like parents from the school and stuff. Used to do a fair bit with them.
Well, we still have those good friends.
Yeah, but we're not going to see them for a year.
Yeah, we're not going to lose them. But so it was nice. We had a big party here at Nanny and Pa's house for her. She loved it. She got some really nice, like thoughtful presents. Yeah. They all signed a teddy for her and made
she's been loving
a canvas print. We got a nice photo to put in her bed. So that was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting all teary, aren't you?
I know.
And so now we're going to see off your folks here. We're going to go see some family in the southwest, my folks, your brother, catch up with a few of our mates.
My brother's actually got a hip camp that he's just opened up, so we'll show it to you in a few weeks when we get there. Yeah. It's a really nice spot. Yeah.
All right. That'll do, eh?
That's it.
Yeah, I'll let you have your cry off camera. Thank you for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the big lap. It starts next week. We're really, really excited to share it with you. It's been such a long time coming. Yeah.
I know.
All right, cheers guys, see you next week.
I
know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky.